So I'm welcoming all of you in our third online review class. And in today's class, we are going to discuss about 4 chapters, and the chapters are 7, 8, 9, and 10. These 4 chapters we are going to discuss in today's class. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Let me know whether you can see my screen or not. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. So is this visible to you?
Still not, sir. It's loading.
Yes, sir.
Still not.
Sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, let me open it again then.
Not yet, sir. It's not visible.
It's still not showing.
রেকর্ডিং তো হচ্ছে
Now can you see the slide?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
It's visible.
Okay, let's start our discussion. But before we start our discussion, you already know that these 4 lectures, lecture number 7, basic data storage, lecture number 8, e-commerce, basic concept of e-commerce, lecture number 9, management information system, and lecture number 10, networking. These 4 lectures already uploaded in my YouTube. I already make some video content on these lectures, and I already uploaded those content in my YouTube channel. So you can, I know you already go through those video tutorial, but still in today's class we are going to recap the previous knowledge and tell me if you have any problem, if you have any doubt, if you need more explanation about any point, you can raise your question. So let's start out with today's discussion. First of all, chapter number 7, basic data storage. So inside this chapter mainly we discuss about what is database, then what is the functionality of database, that means what database can do, then what is the real life application of database, okay, in our real life where we can apply the concept of database or the necessity of database. Then we have some advantages and disadvantages of database discussed. Then what is relational database, and then we have database management system. So database means, this is the place where we can store related data but in a organized manner. Abdullah Mamun is saying, sir, I cannot hear you properly. Mamun, are you facing any problem? Can you hear me, Mamun?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay with you now?
Sir, sound is not clear.
Okay, maybe you have some internet issue, that's why sound is not clear. What about rest of others? Is it clear, or you are facing some problem?
We can sometimes it's sometimes.
Okay, maybe some internet issue we have here. So okay, so yes, as I'm telling, the database basically nothing but storage location where we can store related data in an organized manner. Okay, and what is relational database? In relational database we have number of tables. We basically split our data or information into number of tables, and those table, among them they have relationship. Okay, they have relationship in between those tables. And then what is database management system? Here basically you will get collection of software, and those softwares are responsible to manage your database. You can perform number of operation on your database by using those softwares. So this is the main thing. Then we have schema and instance. And schema means the logical structure. Like think about before develop a building or before build a building, what we do, we basically draw the architectural design of that building. So architectural design is not the actual building. So same way, before developing the actual database, we basically do some paper pen based work. We basically draw the design how we are going to develop the database. So that logical structure is called schema. And instance means actual content of the database of a particular point of time. That means if you take a snapshot of your database, that snapshot is called instance for that specific time. Then we have database table property. As I already mentioned, in relational database we have number of tables in the database, and those tables are interlinked, connected with each other. So this table has some properties, like this table name should be unique inside a specific database. That means inside a specific database, two tables should not have same name. Table name should be unique. Then inside this table we have number of rows and number of columns. Okay, inside a specific column we basically mention specific, one specific type of data or one specific type of information, like student name. In this column you cannot write down student ID. Okay, then we have number of row, as I already mentioned, and each row indicate one record. Okay, then there might be some null value for the cell. You see here, here we have no value. It also happened in the database. Okay, this thing is null. Null means not zero, null means empty. Okay, so here you will get some database table properties. Then we have here one example of database table. Then you will get idea about the data model. Data model is nothing but instance, the conceptual or the logical structure of database. So in this slide we have some discussion on entity relationship data model. So you can see inside this entity relationship data model, mainly we have three components: entity, attribute, and relationship. These three components we have in this entity relationship diagram. So entity means nothing but table name. Simply we can say, in general concept we can say entity means database table. Like inside the database, suppose inside university database we might have one table for student. Okay, inside that student table we have number of columns, and those columns are called attribute. Okay, table name is called entity and table columns are nothing but attribute. Okay, then here you can see in this instructor entity we have number of column, or you can say attribute. ID is one attribute, name is another attribute, student is another attribute. Okay, salary is another attribute. Okay, in this way number of column, number of attribute we have inside the entity or inside the database table. Then we have relationship. I already mentioned, in relational database you have to establish relationship in between two tables. Okay, so let's see an example, then the concept will be clear to you. Here you can see student table and you can see course table, and in between them we have enroll relationship. Student can enroll courses. Okay, that is the thing, is the relationship. And here you can see the attributes. Under student table we have number of attributes: student ID, name, login information, age, then GPA. These are the attribute of student entity. Okay, then here we have the concept of primary key. Primary key means unique column of this table. Okay, unique column of a specific table. Suppose here student ID is the unique column. Okay, and we can use this student ID column as our primary key, and by using this primary key we can specify a specific record. Like if I want to know record about the Jim is the first name given here. I would like to know information about Jim, so I should search his all information by using my primary key. That means by using his ID. Okay, because two person or two student, they have same name, it is possible, but in case of ID we are safe. Okay, that's why we use unique column as our primary key. Then we have the concept of foreign key. Mainly foreign key we use to establish relationship in between two tables. Okay, mainly we use foreign key to establish relationship in between two tables. Like you can see in this course table, course ID is the primary key. And I would like to make relationship in between course table and student table. So I am using this course ID again inside the student ID student table. And course ID in this table, course ID is the primary key. But when I am using this primary key in another table to establish relationship in the second table, this is called nothing but foreign key. You see, course ID is the primary key, but course ID is the primary key in the course table, but course ID is the foreign key in student table. And by using this common column, we are making relationship in between two tables. So this is the basic concept of a foreign key. Then we have questions. Okay, you already submit your assignment on this on the basis of this question to me. So that's all about this chapter. Now tell me if you have any question or if you have any confusion regarding any point in this chapter, I can explain. Okay. Now floor is open if you have any question regarding this chapter. No question, everything is clear to you. If everything is clear, then I can move to the next chapter. Should I move?
Yes, sir. I think.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I'm moving to our next chapter. I'm sharing my slide with you. I guess now it's visible, huh? Chapter number 8, basic concept of e-commerce. Is this visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir. Yes, sir.
clearly visible.
Okay. Okay, then inside this e-commerce, we basically discuss about, at first we discuss about what is the definition of e-commerce. Then we discuss about why we should use e-commerce. Then the process. This part is not important for your examination. Okay. Then this one is important. Okay, different types of e-commerce. Okay, so you should have a very good idea about this one, and you have to understand the example as well, because during the examination time you might get some analytical question from this part. Like I might give you a scenario, like I can tell you that, okay, so in this quarantine, okay, I order some groceries in chaldal.com. okay, so what type of e-commerce I'm doing here? Can anyone tell me? I'm placing order in chaldal.com. So what type of e-commerce I'm doing? Which
Sir,
category?
B2C.
Basically, which one?
Business to customer.
Right. Very
Business
good.
to customer.
Business
B2C.
to customer.
Right. So C.
Business to customer.
Right. C basically me, isn't it? Customer. I am the customer, and B is the business. That means chaldal.com. They are the business organization. Okay. Okay. Another example consider. That is suppose. Okay, so government they would like to what? They would like to okay, so they would like to build a construction. For that construction purpose, they are offering online auction, not auction, online tender. They basically offered online tender to multiple business organizations. Okay, so what type of commerce they are doing? Government, they are offering
B2B.
which one? Again.
G2B.
Sir, government to business.
Government to
Right.
business.
B2B, right? Very good. So government to business. That means government offering online auction to multiple business organizations. So this one is nothing but G2B. Okay, then you can get more explanation here. So at the end, you will get some advantages, disadvantages, benefit, and impact of e-commerce. Okay, so that's all about this chapter. Now tell me, do you have any question regarding this chapter? Any problem? Anyone?
From my side, it's
No,
okay,
sir.
sir. No problem.
Okay.
No problem, sir.
Sir,
Okay. Great.
Sir,
Can
you
Please.
can anyone hear my voice? Can anyone hear
No.
my voice?
No, we can't.
All of you can hear
Yes.
it.
Yes,
Clear.
everyone hear you.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm moving to the next one. That is chapter number 9. Again, let me share my slide with you. I guess now it's visible to you. Chapter number 9, Management Information System. So this chapter, at first we discuss about what is management, what is information, and what is system. Then we discuss about the formal definition of management information system. If you remember, the formal definition is what? Management information system is one kind of information system. It can collect data of the organization, and then it can process, analyze, evaluate those data, and it basically give us meaningful information levels of management, so that they can take right or proper decision for the future growth of the organization.
Organization.
Right. So we also learn about the main purpose of MIS. Okay, and after that we discuss about what is information system. Okay, information system basically perform 4 tasks: collect, process, store, and distribute information, right? So we have in total 6 components under this information system. You have to remember: hardware, software, database, network, procedure, and people. These are the 6 components of information system. And then we have why information system is important in nowadays business. To achieve these 6 objectives, you can see, to achieve these 6 objectives, we basically use information system in business. You might get question like this: nowadays, why this information system is too much important to conduct or to run business? Okay, on the time you have to give your discussion. You have to discuss on this, on the basis of these 6 points. Okay, mainly to achieve these 6 objectives, we use information system in business. Then we have the definition of information technology, IT. Then we have 5 major enterprise applications: ERP, CRM, DSS, BIS, and SCM. So you have to understand the concept, you have to understand their characteristics, and you have to understand what is the use of, what is the benefit of these enterprise applications. So you will get explanation here: enterprise application, then customer relationship management system, then decision support system, then business intelligence system, then supply chain management system. Okay, and at the end you will get some question again. Okay, these are the question you have to solve for your examination, and you already submit your assignment on this question. So that's all about this chapter. Now tell me, do you have any question regarding this chapter number 9?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, can you please describe again BIS in a very simple way?
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
BIS means basically business intelligence system. In business intelligence, mainly we use basically you can say a huge database. Okay, and commonly we call the database you can say that is data warehouse.
Data warehouse.
Right, data warehouse. Data warehouse, nothing but a very big database. It is one kind of database, but the volume of this database is very big, and this data warehouse can store historical data. Okay, historical data it can store. That means you are running an organization for 20 years. All the informations available in this data warehouse. Okay, that means past 20 years data you have available in your data warehouse. So first characteristic, basically what business intelligence basically use this type of huge database. And second one, this business intelligence, they have very powerful analytical tool. They have very powerful analytical tools. That means they have very powerful algorithm. By using those algorithm, by using those powerful tools, they can easily organize, they can easily analyze or they can easily manage or manipulate a huge amount of data. Commonly we call it data mining. Data mining, and they basically find out most appropriate or most important data, okay, for the managers. On the basis of those data, managers can take or they can make right or proper decision for the organization. Okay, this is the main concept. Okay, business intelligence. Okay.
Okay, sir. Another question that what is the difference between IS and IT?
IS and IT, right? Very good question. This one, sometimes this one is a little bit confusing. IS and IT. IS means, you know, information system, and IT means information technology. IS nothing but a concept. I'm giving you a concept that you have to collect, you have to process, you have to analyze, or you have to distribute your, you have to store and you have to distribute your data or information into different levels of management. This is the concept I'm giving to you. So IS nothing but the concept. But if I want to establish or implement this concept in real life, we need some hardware and we need some software. So IT basically deals with all kinds of hardware or all kinds of software. Okay. So IS means simply concept, and IT means all kind of hardware and all kind of software. That is the thing. This is the main difference. Okay. Any question?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Shagor, can you please change your name? Can't you change your name? It is showing.
Sir, I don't know. I don't know how to change it, sir.
Okay, then Google it. Or how to change your name in Zoom. Okay.
Log in with your email account.
Okay, you can take some help from your expert friend. Okay, right. Okay, so for any question,
or you may log in with Facebook, my friend.
Okay, so from different platform you can log in, right? So now tell me if you have any question regarding this chapter.
No, sir, we understood.
Okay, very good. You are making my life easier. Thank you for that. Now I am moving to the next slide. That is chapter number 10. And this is the final one, final destination, okay, for us, basic networking. So in basic networking, we basically discuss about, at first we discuss about what is network. If you remember, computer network, what is computer network, okay. Then we discuss about data communication, what is data communication, and what are the components of data communication. Like we have message, we have sender, receiver, then communication medium or communication channel, encoder, decoder, and at last we have protocol. Okay, these are the component of data communication. And here you will get much more explanation: message, sender, receiver, then medium, transmission medium, protocol. Okay, encoder, decoder. Okay, right. Then we have the concept of server computer and client computer, and they're mentioning here what server computer can do. Then we have here different types of computer network like PAN, LAN, MAN, WAN. Okay. Then we have different network topology like point to point. Then we have pass topology. Then we have star topology. Then we have ring topology, and at last we have mesh topology. So from this part, you might get one question like that. I might give you another situation like, okay, your situation might be like this. In your network, all the computer devices are connected with a central device. What type of network topology you are following in your network? Okay, can you give me the answer? What should be the name of the topology you are using? All the computer devices are connected with a central device. All the computers are connected with the central device. What type of topology that one? Star, sure.
Sir, star topology.
No, sir, not star.
Not star.
Star, sir.
Okay.
Star topology.
This one is star topology. Huh? You can see all the computer devices are connected with the central device, central network gear. Okay. It might be router, it might be a switch. Okay. That is the thing. Right. So you have to understand. Okay. network topology. Then we have the concept of internet, intranet, and extranet. We learned. Then we have different types of network. Like transmission medium. Different types of transmission medium we have. Like you can use magnetic medium, like pen drive or disk or portable hard disk. Okay, you can use wire medium like twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optics. Okay, then we have nowadays we are also using wireless, okay, connection. Then we have transmission mode, simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. Again, here I can give a situation to you, and you have to find out which mode you are using. Okay, which mode you are following to transmitting data. So I guess that's all about this chapter. Now tell me if you have any question regarding this chapter.
No, sir.
Networking, basic.
Sir, intranet. What is intranet?
Okay, intranet. Yes. So intranet. Sometimes this might be confusing. Intranet means intranet and extranet. Okay. So intranet means we are using or we are accessing everything within the organization. The best example is think about your IBT automation system. IBT automation system is a very good example of intranet because this IBT automation system we can access within the organization. That means IBT network we can access inside the IBT boundary, isn't it? Within the campus, not outside the campus. Okay. So that is the example of intranet within the organization. Okay. But extranet means suppose in this quarantine period, I have to submit your grade, final examination grade. I have to submit. So as I already mentioned, I cannot access your IBT automation system from my home. So what I have to do? I have to use a secure communication channel to communicate with the IBT server. Okay, that means I have to use a private communication channel. Okay, that private communication channel will be only dedicated to me and IBT. Okay, as a user, you cannot access that private communication channel. That means as a third person, you cannot access that communication channel. Okay, so this private communication channel is called extranet. When we need more security, on that time we use this extranet. Okay, you might say that, sir, you can also connect with the IBT server by using internet. What is the problem? Problem is security. So internet is public. Internet is public. Anyone can access, anyone can interact. But extranet, this one is private. Okay. So this communication channel will be dedicated only to port. Okay. Only me and IBT. Okay. And this private communication channel is called nothing but extranet. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more question do you have?
No, sir.
Everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. If everything is clear, then from my side, I have nothing to say to you guys. But you might ask me some question that, sir, what will be our examination procedure? Okay. So
Yes,
tomorrow we have a meeting, departmental meeting with the university authority. So on that time, they might give us some instruction about the examination, how we have to conduct the examination. After getting the instruction, I'm going to circulate those to you. So till then you have to wait. I would like to call another special meeting. On that special meeting, I'm going to discuss about the things. Okay, what we have to do. Okay, what will be the examination procedure. Okay, and another thing, please, you have to keep your eye on our university website. So whatever the notice they are giving, you have to get it. So please keep your eye on the university notice board. Okay, and about your lab. So maybe tomorrow we have a lab class, isn't it? 2 hours lab class tomorrow we have. Am I right? According to our schedule.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on that lab class, we are going to discuss about the lab part. Okay, do not miss that class. So whatever the content we have in the lab, we are going to discuss about everything in that class. Okay, and I am going to show you what type of question you might get in the examination. So tomorrow class is very important. Do not miss that lab class. Okay. Anything else you'd like to share?
Sir.
Any point
sir.
you'd like to discuss? Okay, so I think you do not have any point. So can you please quickly mention your ID in the chat section?
Yes, sir.
Quickly mention your ID in the chat section. Okay. So when you have your first examination?
Sir, at 12.
12.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which subject?
ART 204.
ART 204.
ART 204. Okay, that means already, I mean, within 12, I mean, in 12, you already will be experienced, isn't it, about the examination procedure? Okay. So maybe in my examination, you will not face any difficulty, any problem. Okay.
No, sir. ART 204 is, sir, yeah, MCQ type.
Okay, MCQ type.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how many hours you have to spend there?
Sir, 25 minutes for 50 questions.
Okay.
For
But-
40 questions, sorry.
Okay, 40 question. But in my case, it will be 3 hours examination. Okay. So that is the thing. 3 hours examination.
Okay, sir.
You
And
already
sir,
know.
what about the lab exam?
Okay, I will discuss about the lab examination later. Okay. As I already
Okay,
mentioned, we have a special session. On that session, I will discuss about lab and theory both. What will be our examination procedure and everything. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All of you submit your ID. Am I right? Is there
Yes,
anyone
sir.
left to submit your ID? If you left, please mention your ID soon. Okay, so I guess you already submitted your ID. So that's all for today, huh? So that's all for today.
Oh.
So see you in our next class. Okay, next
Okay, sir.
class. That means tomorrow we have our one lab class. So see you in the lab class. Okay. So till then, be safe and Allah Hafiz. Huh? Goodbye.
Allah Hafiz, sir.
Hafiz.
I'm closing the meeting session. Thank you, everyone.
Allah Hafiz.